This is probably the first time ever that I've actually had two papers that I'm using today. That is just crazy because we got the basic news time with some basic news that we'll discuss in a second, and we have the rewards. This one's probably going to be a little bit of a longer video than the usual NHL news time. So, Pastrnak, and Pastrnak is deemed unfit to play, and Tuukka Rask left practice early. Now, the Rask thing doesn't mean anything. Like, I could leave practice early. If I wanted to, I could leave practice early, but it could mean something. We don't know that, but I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal. The Pasta unfit to play, though, that could be bad. I will say that. Because with that, I think that, personally, Pasta's tied for goal scoring, so him and Ovechkin will be sharing the Rocket Richard Trophy. But, like, it's just, I don't know how, it's crazy that he is unfit, because these players have had all the 3 months to work out. But it's just odd. Sorry, I'm looking for a text from my dad for something. I don't even know. And with that, it's going to be very dangerous for this team. It could really hurt this Bruins team. But you never know. Maybe he could be back in the future. That's what we don't know. Now, the reason why I'm wearing a Blackhawks and not ignore this right here, I don't have a Blackhawks hat, is because the Chicago Blackhawks have signed 3 players, and they're all young players. They're all entry-level contracts. They're trying to build up their youth because, in my opinion, the Chicago core is kind of starting to die a little bit. Well, I mean, the original players are starting to die a little bit. I think that Kubalik, Strome potentially he could be out of Chicago though. We'll talk about that later. But anyways, they have Kubalik, they have Strome, they have DeBrincat, they have those players. But like, what I'm talking about is Kane, Taze, Keith, and Crawford. Those 4 players are going to be gone soon. So they're trying to build up their youth by signing these 3 players, and one of these is a Swiss MVP. And another one of these is a Flyers prospect that got drafted by the Flyers and left because the Flyers didn't sign him. I swear. If this player becomes really good, I'm going to be so mad at the Flyers staff, especially when he goes to Chicago. We have a little bit of a history with Chicago, if you didn't know. Us Flyers fans, I'm okay with them now. I really don't care, but I would be pretty mad if a player from Philly went to Chicago, where we lost a decade ago. It would be pretty annoying, to be honest with you. So anyways, with that, I hope these players do well. I will be mad if one of them does, though. So yeah. Now, that's pretty much it for the basic news. There are other stuff. Oh, no, I missed one. There is the Rathbone signing. Now, Rathbone is a defenseman. He's a prospect for the Vancouver Canucks. He just signed an entry-level contract. He's like one of the best defensemen in the NCAA, and he's a Harvard student, so that really helps. He's one of the best defensemen I've seen, best Canucks prospect defenseman I've seen, and this Canucks defense really does need him. It's Quinn Hughes, and that's pretty much it, to be honest with you. That's it for star players, to be honest with you. We'll get into Quinn Hughes in a little bit, actually. But anyways, with that, I think when Rathbone comes in, whether it's in 2021 or 2022, whenever he comes, I don't care. But as long as he comes in, he's going to really help out this Canucks defense. Now, that's pretty much it for basic news. And now there was other news. The Dennis Sanko ELC, we kind of already covered that like a month ago. I don't even know what that... Well, it's just... They designated it for it to burn off a year in 2021. I almost said 1921. Yeah, Dennis Sanko's traveling back in time to 1921 when Lester Patrick was a coach. I don't even know. So anyways, I'm just getting a FMR payment. Uh-oh. That's my data. I'm going to die. My data. I just got a text from my data company. I'm going to die. My dad's going to kill me. Payment. I'm going to have to call them. As I'm going to do that. But anyways, that's off topic. Now we're going to talk about the Neutral Zone podcast. Now you guys have heard about that. If you guys watched the video like 3 videos back, you guys saw we did a first episode of the Neutral Zone podcast we will be continuing that because that actually did pretty well. We had a lot of fun. Me, T, Angus, and Egghead. We got special guest plans. We're not going to reveal any of the guests, or else they'll be. We're not like spinning chicklets where we're like, oh, Brock Besser's coming on, and then Canucks fans will be like, oh, get him on, get him on, get him on. But no, we're not going to reveal any of our guests. We do have some really special ones coming up, and we are negotiating with We may be starting to negotiate with a player from the NHL coming on. We're starting to discuss it, so don't. It's not 100% confirmed. Don't get hyped, but we're discussing it. So we're negotiating. I'm sure I'll say yes. But anyway. Alright, so neutral zone. That's it for that. I just wanted to do a little touch base with that. We will be continuing that. The next episode will be next week. We'll be doing it every week. It might change. I might be swapping in between me and some other friend and me and another friend because but we're pre-recording episode 2 tonight, so we should be fine. But the problem is that I may not be available I'll be available. I won't be available next week, which is why we're pre-recording it tonight. But I will be available for it the week after, which is episode 3, which we might have a special guest. We're not too sure. And then episode 4, I may not be there for it. So we don't really know because as you guys know, I go from mom to dad, week to week, usually, unless we have like camping, which is why we're pre-recording this episode. So I'm not too sure what's going to go down. But no matter what, we're still going to keep that podcast coming for you guys. It's a lot of fun. We like promoting other hockey YouTubers and talking about hockey in a group. It's pretty fun. So anyways, with that, we will be talking about the awards in the podcast as well, even though we'll be uploading next week and there will be more awards that will have come out. We still got some that still need to come out. So, yeah, we will be talking about these rewards I'm going to go through. There is a total of 4. So let's get in. The Adams Reward. Now, this is the award to the best coach. The finalists are Boston for Bruce Cassidy, the Philadelphia Flyers, Alain Vigneault, and the Columbus Blue Jackets, John Tortorella. We'll individually interview these guys. So Cassidy. I mean, yes, his team was really good, but his team was already really good anyways. So you can't really Yes, I do think he's a really good coach, but he's not a finalist for Jack Adams. There were a lot of players who did better. Coaches who did better this season. Sullivan from the Penguins. I never really toot the Penguins hordes because I'm not a big fan of them. All due respect, but I'll still cover them. I made a TikTok today about that. Go check out the TikTok, link in the description. But anyways, I don't usually toot the Pens horn, but their story this year was amazing. With Crosby getting injured, Crosby got injured for a long time. I remember seeing that. I'm like, oh boy, Pittsburgh's done. And then Malkin got injured midway through that. I'm like, yeah, they're done. It's over. And then yet that still didn't stop him. Then Getzel got injured. I'm like, yup. No, they're still playing good. So I think that Sullivan should take place of Cassidy. Now the other two I agree with, but I think the Canucks coach, I forget his name, does have a decent shot. I get it. Should be in Tortorella's place, but I don't have a problem with that. Tortorella, I like. Vigneault, the story of this team, the story of the Philadelphia Flyers. We will have an entire video based on the Philadelphia Flyers coming in the near future because that team is probably the best Philadelphia Flyers team I think I've seen since 2010. I don't even know 2010 because 2010 we had bad goaltending. Probably the best team since like 1997, 1987. The year that we went to the Oilers, that we faced the Oilers in the 87 Cup Final. That's probably the best. I mean, I wasn't alive, but that's probably the best team that I've seen, my dad's ever seen, my grandparents have ever seen, ever. This is probably the best team we're going to get for the Flyers, and I think this is the year that we have to do it if we're going to have it with Drew. I think this is going to be the year. So yeah, I do agree with Vigneault. Tortorella is kind of the same thing as Sullivan. I do agree with him being there, but I think the Canucks coach could be number 4. Actually, no, number 5. But anyways, Torts, he had a lot of injuries. His team had a ton of injuries, I feel, and yet his team did so good with Merzlikins, Kivalikins. Anyways, with Merzlikins doing really well, they're questioning him being a backup. I think he's going to be the backup. There's no way he's not. And then there's Court B doing very well as well. And then I just still feel bad about the call with Edmonds. I still about the call with Columbus. Was it Chicago? I can't really exactly remember what exact game it is. Anyways, with that, there is the Jack Adams rewards. Let's get into the Calder trophies. I agree with two of these. The third one, I don't mind him there, but like, there's still two other players that I could think that could actually go for this Calder. Vancouver, Quinn Hughes. He is the person that I think is going to win it. People think it's Makar. I think it's Hughes. It's Hughes, without a doubt. 8 goals, 45 assists for 53 points. Next up is Colorado. Cale Makar. I see where they're coming from. This was a really defensive rookie year. So he had 12 goals, 30 assists for 50 points. And then we have the offensive person, Dominik Kubalik from the Chicago Blackhawks, with 30 goals, 16 assists for 46 points. I see where they're coming from with Kubalik, but I think that players that could fill in this place are Adam Fox. Adam Fox played really well. Yet again, he's a defenseman. We've had a defensive. Is he a defenseman? I don't know. But then we would have And then there's Victor Olofsson, which he's kind of on and off for me about becoming one of those players. People have been asking why isn't he a Calder Trophy finalist? Because he got hurt for a lot of the year. Yes, he still played really well, but he got hurt for a lot of the year. So that plays a role in this. I do think Quinn Hughes will be winning this, and that's all I have to say. Lady Byng reward, the most gentlemanly player. So with that, we have Nathan McKinnon, Colorado. 35 goals, 50 assists for 93 points. For Toronto, we have Austin Matthews, 47 goals, 33 assists for 80 points. And then St. Louis, we have Ryan O'Reilly, who I think will win this, with 12 goals, 49 assists for 61 points. I think that O'Reilly will be winning this because he's just a really sportsmanly player. Now, one of the people that I was like, why the heck isn't he in there, is Mark Borowiecki. Oh my goodness. I was watching a game today I'm still watching it. I'm going to watch it while I edit this. But while I was watching that game, I saw it was a game against Columbus. It was like December 14th or 16th. I don't even know. In 19. Why do I keep saying 19? In 2019, in December of 2019. And he hit Samuel Lano, but he plays a dirty game, but he doesn't play bad himself. Even though he gave freaking Travis Konechny a concussion. Anyways, doesn't mean anything. But he gave Milano an upper body injury, and then he kicked the crap out of Josh Anderson after, and then gave him an upper body injury. I think Borowiecki would be number 4 to 6 for Lady Bings for me. But anyways, he wasn't one of them. Finally, the final reward that I have here is the Masterton Award. Now, the Masterton Award I get why Stephen Johns is in here, but I think that it should be Jay Balmeister. So, Stephen Johns, he came back after a year. I think it was was it alcohol rehab also? I'm not too sure. But anyways, he did the front row. He's the person from Dallas. We have Oscar Lindblom from Philly. This wasn't surprising at all. I knew he was going to be top 3. I thought it was going to be Balmeister, which I don't know how he didn't get there. He's probably 4. He was probably 4th. Ryan, who did make it as well. We'll talk about that in a second. And, so there you go. All right, so Oscar Lindblom, with that, his cancer story was amazing. I loved his cancer. I love this cancer story, how this team put it on its back. But anyways, that's getting too much into the topic for probably one of the next videos. But we talked about the Flyers a little bit too much in the past few videos. We talked about Nolan Patrick last episode. So yeah, we're gonna probably leave it a little bit off on the Flyers for a little bit. But anyways, there you go. That's next. The last person I I can't talk, is Bobby Ryan. Bobby Ryan was with his cancer. I don't know why I keep getting this mixed up. With his alcohol rehab story and then coming back and scoring a hat trick against the Vancouver Canucks, that was so emotional for me. Probably one of the best Ottawa games that they played all year. I need to make a video where I'm like the best game that each team played all year. I have to do that. So I will be doing that at some point. There was a lot of emotional moments this season. So there you go. That is the rewards, and that concludes another edition of News Time. Thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy, make sure to like and subscribe. Thank you guys so much for 250 subscribers. We are 50 away from the magic number 300. It's been a crazy ride. I hope you guys have enjoyed the support. I have enjoyed the support and had fun doing this. The playoffs are just coming, So hopefully, if it's like any other YouTuber like HTH, maybe we will get a huge increase in subscribers as we're doing live streams. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. We're trying to get to 300 by the end of the year. And I'll see you guys in the next video.